Welcome to Small Business Monitor. Let me begin by wishing you all a very happy new year. Hope this year will be better and brighter for all of us. In today's episode, we'll be introducing you a new book published on small and medium enterprises sector. The book is titled as SMEs and Economic Development, a collection of essays, Prasad Memorial Volume. The key aspect that is common to all the articles in this book are small and medium enterprises, their role in the economy, entrepreneurship building and strengthening the sector in order to consolidate its role in the overall development process. Specific topics covered in this volume by different contributors are SME policy issues, sustainable development, climate change and SMEs, livelihood creation, informal sector enterprises and SME management. Small and medium enterprises contribute significantly to economic development in terms of job creation, national output, exports and innovation. They constitute in most economies more than 90% of the firms. A majority of the total jobs come from SMEs in most economies. This is the case in the European Union, Asia, Africa, and in every region. They are a major contributor to economic development in every economy. In India too, this sector has a significant role to play in the economic and social development of the nation. The sector also is a nursery of entrepreneurship with around 65 million units. They contribute around 7% of the manufacturing GDP and account for 40 to 45% of export earnings of the country. The volume has articles and essays from experts and researchers on the topic of SMEs and economic development. Dr. P. Mathew, Dr. Rajiv K. Agarwal, Mr. Charles Dhinakaran, Mr. Vignesh Jha, Mr. T. P. Mishra, Mr. C. K. Viswanath, Mr. K. S. Ahluwalia and Mr. Bhavesh Jha have contributed apart from the select articles written by late Prasad. Dr. P. Mathew's paper titled Global Scene of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Expectations Galore. In this paper, Dr. Mathew talks about the global SME scenario and some of the current developments in the sector. He says small and medium enterprises is the simplest form of economic democracy, which adorns the center stage of debates on income opportunities and livelihoods of the people. Dr. Mathew points out that public policy has a major role in providing the direction and in determining the tempo of development of enterprises and entrepreneurship. But it needs to be comprehensive and be at a time based on best practices at the global level and ground realities at the local level. The second article is titled MSMEs and Development Planning in the Context of Climate Change Issues and Challenges, Policy Landscape and Strategy by Mr. Charles Dhinakaran. He says the 21st century is recognized as the century of cities, as more than half of the world's population now live in urban settlements, and the importance of urban environment has become even greater over the recent decades. In this paper, Charles Dhinakaran highlights the need for adopting a sustainable approach to development in the context of challenges like climate change. Today, unexceptionally, all parts of the world are confronted with various environmental issues and life-threatening natural disasters, loss of biodiversity, destruction of natural ecosystems, regional disparities, social polarization, and digital and knowledge divides. These crises, the climate emergency being the biggest, mainly caused by rapid population growth and the irreversible commitment of natural resources combined with industrialization, urbanization, mobilization, globalization, and agricultural intensification, and excessive consumption driven lifestyles. The next article is titled Developing a Sustainable Last Mile Public Connectivity Mechanism in Public Transport Challenges and Opportunities for Small and Medium Enterprises by Vignesh Jha. He talks about the need for developing a sustainable public transport system where there is a significant role for SME operators and informal sector players such as is the cycle rickshaws, e-rickshaws, auto rickshaws, and shared taxis that support the transportation needs of larger segment of people which are either poor, lower middle classes, and middle classes. The next article is titled Pandemic Crisis and Economy Adopting a Gandhian Buddhist Economic Approach is Need of the Hour by C.K. Viswanath. In this article, Viswanath says that the small economy has a significant role in the development of a sustainable planet for the 21st century. Local economies need to be strengthened with a focus on self-sufficiency. Cottage units, micro and small manufacturing industries, and agriculture products produced in the village farms where food security can be ensured. The next article is titled Competency Framework for Managers by Mr. T.P. Mishra. In this essay, Mishra argues that for employees, competencies are vital if they want better performance in their organization, and it is the cornerstone of the employees' development, performance, and overall success within the organization. The next article, titled Green Building Practices Key to Future Urban Development by Bhavesh Jha. Here he says that economic development, expanding cities, increasing population in metropolises are altogether putting an additional burden on the urban economy as well as its natural and social environment. The added up pollution will have to survive with the available natural environment, air, water, soil per capita. Rapid urbanization has resulted in the environmental degradation and production of huge amounts of toxic waste, which has been a great cause of concern in urban planning. The article by Ms. K. Ahluwalia, How SMEs Do Risk Mitigation During the Pandemic, talks about the measures that the SMEs and its leadership should adopt in a time of crisis like this. He argues that human psychology is powerful in uncertain times like today, and this is the time for leadership to communicate to their associates that we will get through this together. The paper by Dr. Rajiv Agarwal entitled Livelihood Creation for Rural Poor is based on his studies and interactions with NGOs, self-help groups, and microcredit agencies. Here he talks in detail about various aspects of livelihood creation for the rural poor. The present volume also has Mr. Prasad's contributions. While he has written widely on the economy, labor laws, SMEs, and informal sector, here in this book, the publishers could reproduce select articles. Following are those select articles, MSEs and Single Market, which talks about SMEs in the post-GST scenario. MSEs, Agenda for Environment, Make in India, Strengthen MSEs, Support Machinery. MSMEs needs to be politically active. FDI in multi-brand retail trading. MSE sector need level playing field, which is a joint article. Informal sector enterprises with savvy competitive environment, which is also a joint article. This book is available on Amazon and other e-commerce sites on demand, and it has 173 pages. It is published by TW Publishers and brought out by IERD and Global SME News. Thank you for listening.